The movie opens showing a beautiful girl named Emma, who wakes up early in the morning to get ready for school. Emma is very brilliant and a popular student in her school with many friends. On the other hand, we see Dean, who, compared to Emma, is a very lazy person. He avoids social interactions and spends most of his time alone, even at school. He wakes up late, goes straight to the bathroom to brush his teeth, and then immediately sits down to play video games. His father, Jack, is a rich and influential man. Jack tells him that he will be late for school. Meanwhile, we see Emma and her younger sister Stacy being dropped off at school by their mother, Barbara. After arriving at school, Emma meets her best friend, Lizzie. While they're talking, a student named Steven comes over and says hi to Emma. Later that day in class, their teacher, Mr. Christensen, informs them that the bus will leave the next morning at exactly 7 a.m. for their school trip to an island. As he continues explaining, Emma arrives late to class and Dean bumps into her from behind, saying, "Sorry, prom queen." While Mr. Christensen is giving more details about the trip, Lizzie tells Emma that Dean is also going on the trip. During lunch, Lizzie tells her friends about what happened between Emma and Steven in the morning and says that during the trip, they will have a whole week to work their magic and get Emma and Steven together. But Emma says they should forget about that and focus on the trip while everyone is talking. Emma notices Dean cutting an apple with a knife shortly after a teacher scolds Dean for bringing a knife to school and takes him to the principal's office. Lizzie then tells her friends that Emma shouldn't be around guys like Dean when a hot guy from school likes her. The next morning, Emma gets ready for the trip and thanks her parents for letting her go. On the other hand, Dean doesn't want to go on the trip, but his father, Jack, tells him how hard it was to get him a spot despite him breaking school rules. Eventually, Dean agrees to go. Later, we see Mr. Christensen telling everyone to board the bus while getting on. Steven asks Emma how she's doing, which makes Lizzie tease her again, but Emma ignores it. After some time, they arrive at the island as they get off the bus. One of their teacher tells them they can enjoy the pool, but must return before dinner. Emma and her friend go to the pool, where she meets Steven, and they all start having fun. Meanwhile, Dean watches them alone from the balcony. That evening, Lizzie tells Emma that Steven has invited them to a party on a local boat. Emma refuses at first, but her friends convince her they go to the party. And once there, Emma looks for her friends, but instead sees Steven kissing another girl. Upset, Emma starts to leave, and Dean, who also saw everything, says to her, "Your boyfriend seems to be having fun." Emma replies that it's none of his business. Suddenly, the police arrive to check if students were taking drugs at the party. They order everyone to come to the front of the boat in the chaos. Emma slips and falls into the water. Dean sees her fall and jumps in to save her. He pulls her into a lifeboat tied to the yacht. Dean cuts the rope, and when Emma asks why, he says he doesn't want trouble with the police. They'll return to the yacht after the police leave. But soon the yacht drifts far away and a storm begins. Dean realizes their lifeboat has no motor. Suddenly, a huge wave crashes toward them, and they both hold on tight. By morning, they find themselves stranded in the Arabian Sea. Dean's phone is dead, so he tells Emma they need to find land before they run out of supplies. He asks Emma for her phone, but there's no network on hers either. Emma tells Dean they should have followed the party yacht, but Dean says not to worry. Someone will come to rescue them soon. As they're talking, Emma suddenly spots an island in the distance. Dean starts rowing the boat toward it, and after struggling against the waves, they finally reach the shore. Emma checks her phone again, but there's still no signal. Then Dean finds a flare gun on the boat and takes it with him. They begin walking inland, hoping to find help. Meanwhile, back at the hotel, their school cancels the trip because of last night's party. Lizzie tells the teachers that Emma never returned to the hotel. She thought maybe Emma was with someone else, which is why she didn't tell anyone. Lizzie says the last time she saw Emma was on a party boat, when Mr. Christensen takes attendance. He realizes Dean is missing too. Now everyone knows that both Emma and Dean are gone. The police arrive and start questioning Emma's friends. The police say cases like this happen often. They might come back on their own, but if they're lost at sea, finding them might get very hard. When Dean's father hears his son is missing, he rushes to the school and meets Emma's mother, Barbara. They all confront the principal, demanding answers about the missing kids. But the principal doesn't have any. Desperate, the parents decide to find their children themselves on the island. Emma and Dean continue walking to get deeper into the island. After a while, they find a beautiful waterfall. Dean loves it and asks Emma to take a picture, but she refuses. "We're stranded here, and you're enjoying this?" She says, "I just needed good grades. I'm supposed to go to Princeton University. If we don't get out soon, everything will be ruined." They keep moving and eventually reach the far side of the island. But there's no way out. They decide to go back to where their boat was. When they return to the shore, the boat is gone. The waves must have taken it. All they find is a life jacket. Exhausted from walking all day, they stop as the sun sets. Dean builds a fire and they agree to stay the night there. Seeing Emma shivering, Dean takes off his shirt and gives it to her. They say to each other that their parents will probably find them tomorrow. The next morning, Dean wakes up and sees that Emma isn't there. He looks around and finds her writing SOS in the sand. But Dean ignores her and goes for a swim, and Emma starts watching him. Back at the hotel, Mr. Christensen updates the parents. The police are searching and have found a lifeboat. It might be Emma and Dean's. Jack suggests hiring a private rescue team, but Mr. Christensen insists the police are doing everything they can on the island. Emma goes to fetch water, but suddenly feels like someone's watching her nervous. She runs back. Later, she and Dean build a shelter from leaves to block the sun. Emma writes a giant SOS on the beach, hoping a rescue team will see it. Then they start looking for food. Dean finds a banana tree, and they eat their fill. The heat on the island is unbearable, so Emma cuts her long pants into shorts. That night, she lies down next to Dean in the shelter. He turns to her and places his hand on her. The next day, Emma bathes under the waterfall. When Dean walks up and asks, "Can I have sunscreen?" Emma says, "I'm bathing here. Go away. Look in the bag." Dean says to Emma, "You're the one who told me to stand guard here hearing this." Emma replies, "I only said that because I think someone else is on this island too." Meanwhile, back at the hotel, Barbara is extremely worried about Emma. The news reports that Emma and Dean's disappearance case is officially downgraded, with police believing they may be dead and searching for their bodies. Emma's father prepares to go home because their younger daughter, Stacy, is alone, but Barbara remains distraught. The next day, Jack and Barbara take a helicopter to search for Emma and Dean on the island as night falls. Emma tells Dean how much she misses her family. Suddenly, Dean finds a human skull. Frightening. Emma, who says this person must have been stranded here like us. Look what happened to them. Dean tries to comfort her, saying it was probably just a fisherman or smuggler who died here. "We're not alone. Our parents are looking for us," he says. "If we stick together, we won't die here. We'll go home one day." Then he kisses her. Emma's first kiss, which she enjoys. That night, their relationship becomes more intimate and Emma enjoys experiencing it for the first time. In the morning, Emma wakes to find Dean gone. She panics and searches the jungle, finding him digging a hole to bury the bones. Confused, she approaches but falls and hurts her knee. Dean tenderly tends to her wounds, saying, "You'll be okay." Later, they bathe together under the waterfall, where Dean shares how his mother died in a car accident. Emma listens sympathetically. When the rain starts, they dance playfully together, and Dean puts a flower in Emma's hair. Excited, Emma asks to make love again. News reports now say a month has passed since Emma and Dean disappeared. Police officially stop searching, believing them dead. But Emma's friends and Barbara still think they're alive. Barbara continues, searching with Jack by helicopter, distributing flyers with their information. Eventually, Jack suggests giving up. Heartbreaking. Barbara, who returns home depressed. Meanwhile, on the island, Dean tells Emma about a green flash of light his mother said appears at sunset, though he's never seen it himself. Weeks pass as they enjoy the island, swimming, growing closer, and experiencing love together intimately. One day, Emma asks Dean about his first time, and he shares that it was with an older school friend. Knowing this is all new for Emma, he asks how she felt. "It was nice," she says, "though Sam got everywhere." She wants more experience, which Dean happily agrees to. Later, while gathering fruit in the jungle, they hear a plane overhead. Desperate, they run to open ground as Dean searches Emma's bag for the flare gun to signal it, but can't find it before the plane disappears. Emma also looks for the missing flare gun, but can't find it anywhere. She starts believing there must be someone else on the island stealing their things. Several more days pass, and only one plane has flown overhead since they arrived. Still, no one comes to rescue them. Sitting in their shelter, they talk about giving up hope of ever going home and decide to accept living together on the island forever. Suddenly, Dean hears an animal noise and goes to investigate in the jungle. Worried about him, Emma also follows when Dean goes further ahead. He comes face to face with a black panther. He immediately runs away, stumbling and falling to the ground. Emma catches up to find Dean covered in blood, holding a knife. He has killed the black panther. Meanwhile, back home, their friends and parents have started moving on with their lives without them on the island. Emma and Dean have learned to survive completely, hunting, building shelters, and finding happiness together after losing hope of rescue. One day, Emma starts vomiting. Dean asks if she might be pregnant, but she says no, it's just a stomach issue. As they lie together, talking, suddenly their missing items start falling from above. Looking up, they see a monkey in the trees throwing their things, including the flare gun Dean couldn't find before. Emma cleverly offers the monkey a banana in exchange for the flare gun just as they get it back. They hear a helicopter rushing to open ground. Emma loads and fires the flare. The helicopter spots them and finally rescues them after 3 long months at the airport. Their emotional parents and friends greet them with joy. That night, Dean visits Emma at home. They talk about how strange it feels to be back. But when Dean tries to kiss her, Emma stops him. Her parents keep checking on her every 10 minutes. She invites him to a home party that her parents have arranged. At the party, Dean feels out of place while Emma enjoys being the center of attention when he signals for her to join him outside. She ignores him and heartbroken. Dean leaves. Emma wanted things to return to normal, like those 3 months on the island never happened. Emma again becomes popular in school, while Dean remains alone. They only exchange looks when passing each other. Days later, Emma calls Dean, but he doesn't answer. Meanwhile, Dean visits his mother's grave, crying as he misses her. Months passed, and on prom night, Jack finds him on the couch and offers to give him his tuxedo so he can go to prom. On the prom, her friend grabbed her, and she led her to Dean, who is standing in the rain. Emma steps out, kisses him, and the two of them begin to dance together under the falling rain. In that moment, nothing else matters, and they go on to live happily ever after. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more movie stories like this.